It is recording.
Good. I could not find the button, but now I got it. So,
Hey,
Hello.
Mitch.
hey, Mitch.
Hey, how you doing, Gary? Hi, Leah.
How are you doing?
Oh, busy always.
Yep.
Never. Well, I know I heard from Jerry that he was gonna on. Troy is out of town, so he won't be with us, but everybody else replied that they would be joining, so let's just give it a couple more minutes.
Sure. Well, we know Jerry's late.
Yeah, true. No. Right, I shot everybody a quick text. Oh, there's Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, the little old
Jerry,
connection.
welcome.
The connection on the calendar wouldn't work, so I had to come in the old-fashioned way and log in.
I'm surprised you knew how to do that.
Hey, Megan trains me pretty well.
He's a pro. Well, we're waiting for one more person to have a quorum.
Well, if they're having trouble like I did, they're probably trying to figure out how to log in.
Well, let me see if I can send him another link.
The link worked great.
Well, that's because you're the chair.
That's right. It automatically just pops up on my screen. I don't have to do a darn thing.
Well, I'm kind of surprised Mitch made it in, though.
Oh, jeez. You guys are coming in hot today.
He's
Okay, here comes Bill.
That's what vacation time is for, I guess.
Yeah.
he's a farmer. He figures these things out.
Mitch was on time too, Jerry.
I could have been.
Okay, hi, Bill. Okay, you have a quorum now, Jerry, or Gary.
Okay. I guess Bill's not going to unmute. We'll see what's going on. But the November 1st meeting of the Fair Board normally starts at 4:30, but we'll start it at 4:35. So looks like we've got myself, we've got Mitch, we've got Jerry, we got Bill Ganger, we got Leah, and we've also got Bob. I guess Bob is just a co-host assisting you. Is that correct, Leah?
Correct.
Okay, beautiful. And that, so we're still missing Bob, and we're still missing Ajoy. So hopefully they'll go. We know Troy is out right now. So we'll go ahead and we'll call the meeting to order. And this will open up public comment number 1. This is the time when any member of the audience may address the board. You're limited to 2 minutes per individual. Maximum oral communications time is 10 minutes. We do have a second oral communications time at the end, and you can talk for 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes, and we maximize that at 30. Is there anybody that would like to address the board at this time?
We have one guest on, Allie Brandt. Allie, if you'd like to speak, please raise your hand. Okay, doesn't look like we have anybody who wants
Looks like we have anybody. Okay, perfect. All right. We do have the financials, and we have the financials for September, October, and we need to get an approval of the financials. Did everybody get a chance to look at them?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do we have any discussion of the financials?
I
Yeah, I
had-
got a
Go
couple
ahead,
basic
Gary.
questions. Go ahead, Mitch.
Mine is probably gonna be a lot easier. So what I'm always kind of looking at is the cost for the exhibitors. And I noticed this year with the camping costs, it looks like we had a fair amount of overrun. So I was wondering if that money, the way I understand the budget is that we collected more than the cost on that, Leah. Will that money be carried into that line for next fair and maybe ease some of the burden for the camping fees?
So we have not paid all the bills yet this year. So all of our bills for the fair have not been yet paid. So when they're all paid, but things don't carry over from a lot. Things don't carry over, period, in the budget. So it's something that we can look at from a cost point next year. That, if we think that these costs are going to be similar as next year, that we could lower the price feasibly. But again, we haven't paid all of our bills yet. So it's not yet time to call it final.
But we'll consider that as a budget adjustment for upcoming.
It's something that we can look at in the budget process.
Okay.
Gary?
Okay. I got to make sure I'm off mute. Just a couple of questions. I noticed we had miscellaneous income of $4,499 in the month, and that was.
So miscellaneous income I can certainly run an exact report and get that line item to you. It can be a variety of different things. Sometimes we get people that pay money for extra electrical, and that goes into miscellaneous income, like vendors. If they want to buy extra electrical, then that comes with their package, that goes into that area. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes it's lost and found cash. You wouldn't believe we find cash laying on the ground. It gets turned into the lost and found, and that goes in there. So it's a menagerie of different things, and I'm happy to run a line item report and send that to you.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just was wondering, mainly because it was sitting out there all by itself in that column. So yeah, it's not a big deal. As far as miscellaneous cash to find out, I think Gary lost that, so he's going to be he'll be filing a claim on that. Don't tell him how much, so.
Yeah.
It was a $1,000 bill, wasn't it?
That's for the blue ribbon.
And that much. It's usually a handful of dollars.
Yeah,
No,
you're
well,
right. Probably
That's
would have
for the
been
blue ribbon.
my blue ribbon that I probably lost.
That's right.
Anyway, sorry I brought that up. We're not showing any TLT for 3 months. I know that we usually don't show the first
Well, there's-
2 months.
There's
Yes, but what's,
currently nothing has been posted for any department, Jerry, because finance says they're working on a project for the Board of Commissioners, and they are taking the budget revision and audit to your board in November, the Board of Commissioners. So they're not posting anything to any department at this time. We do know that for July and August, we're right about $140,000. I don't know about September yet, but nothing will be posted until after finance does their TLT presentation to your board and you approve it, and then those monies will be deposited or posted to the various places that they go, including us.
all right, yeah, I think I might be part of the culprit in that, as I've been working on TLT for a couple of different things.
Yes.
And I met with Greg and Tanya yesterday, I guess it was. And so, yeah, okay, if they're the holdup, then I get it. I'll take some of that responsibility. And last thing is professional services. Looks like we went way over budget there of about $179,000. So did we incur something new there?
So I'd have to look and see exactly where it overran. It could be that something got posted to the wrong line item too. Usually about this time of year is when I start auditing the line items, because sometimes when bills get paid, they get posted to the wrong line item. But I know that costs just continue to just be crazy. I mean, everything that we do, from porta potties, to janitorial, just seems to be overrunning, just because their costs are so high. So, I mean, we're paying janitors $50 an hour right now. So I can look at that and let you know where we ran over.
But you know what? Let's do this. I know that you're working on another reformatting project, and that'll come up in another couple of months or something. We'll just have that conversation then for any of the over budget items or anomalies. We can talk about it then. So let's do that then. Okay.
That's fine. And just for the rest of the board's awareness, Jerry and I have been working on a project actually for a number of years now, where, the county operates in a fiscal year, which is not always great for the fair, since we happen in July and we incur some costs and incur some revenue as well before, July. So we're looking at some different reporting views, looking at the budget from a calendar view standpoint. So that's something we're going to be talking about more in January, when we have some test runs and see how things turn out. And we'll present that to you when Jerry and I feel like we're in a good format.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Leah. And if you don't have any more questions, Chair, I move to accept the financial report.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, no opposition. All right, we're approved. 4-H update.
So Alan is not on. I talked to him on Monday, and he was going to be here, so not sure why he's not. But briefly, I can just give you a quick update. I met with Alan and Deanne on Monday. We talked about just a, menagerie of just different things. Right now, they are in enrollment. October is when 4-H enrollment begins. So they are busy, taking enrollment. They had a very, very successful open house in September. About, I think they said 500 people came. A lot of new people showed up to find out about 4-H and are signing up. So it's really great news. They had great weather. They said it was a really positive turnout. So we're grateful that they continue to partner with us and do that open house so people can learn about 4-H. I know that Alan's reported that he was meeting with the 4-H horse people and letting them know that they will be participating at Washington County Fair next year. They will not be participating at Yamhill County. So, and that was kind of the most of our conversation that we had the other day, and just really talking about the schedule of horses during our regular fair and things like that. So, and that is all I know about 4-H, unless somebody else has anything else they'd like to report.
Does anybody have anything else? Okay. That was the only question I had, was whether the horses were going to come or not. And it sounds like they are. So
Alan
good.
says they are, yeah.
Right on. Okay. Old business?
So I don't have any old business to report. So unless somebody else has old business.
Okay. I mean, we could go to the oldest person here, probably Jerry.
You guys are ruthless.
You don't expect me to be nice. That would be
Yeah, any business that I have is going to be old. Is that what the yeah. Thank you,
we
Gary.
That's for sure.
We could go to the next oldest. Bill, do you have anything?
I want to thank the board for allowing us to go to the Oregon Fairs conference. That was very good.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. New business.
So I really, the only new business I have is that we're just starting to kick off our planning for the 2022 fair. So just real quick, our dates are July 19th through the 28th. Right now, we are currently in negotiation with Booking Entertainment. Bob is working on contracting with our vendors, our commercial vendors and food vendors, and myself, I'm working on our service providers. We have to go out for bid for tents and janitorial and equipment, and anything over $10,000. So we have to do a lot of RFP writing this time of year, where we're posting things and getting bids back and writing contracts. Met with a couple of our open class livestock show superintendents. Dairy goats will be back this year. They believe that they're going to be so big that they're going to need 2 rings and 2 judges. So that's something that they are working on right now. So that's exciting. And it's really, like Bill just said, Oregon Fairs conference was recently, just a few weeks ago. This is conference season and convention season for the fair industry, where we are attending trade shows where we, find vendors and find entertainers and do professional training and those kinds of things. So myself and Bob will be going to Salt Lake City here in a couple of weeks to the International Association of Fairs and Expos annual convention. That's the biggest industry trade show, where we will have, about 600, different booths to see about commercial vendors and providers, people that sell, ribbons and flags and food vendors and entertainers and such. So, and then we'll roll right into the Western Fairs Association convention in January, and that'll be the final convention of the season, where anything that we don't have booked, we'll be looking for those final acts and things like that in January. So, and then in February, we have the Oregon Fairs Association Managers Conference, where we meet and discuss legislative issues. Jerry, I will be hosting a panel on November 15th at AOC about fairgrounds in Oregon. I've been asked to host that panel along with County Commissioner from Jefferson County, Kelly Similink, along with the Oregon Fairs Association President, Jeff Hines from the Deschutes County Fair. So the Association of Oregon Counties is where all of the county organizations meet, and I know a lot of commissioners and county staff go. So we were asked to host a session on fairgrounds, because a lot of times fairgrounds aren't talked about at the county level. So we've been asked to rectify that. So busy with conventions and conferences this time of year.
Excellent. Any questions?
Is there anybody going to the Western Fairs conference after January?
Myself and Bob will be going. I can look and see if we have budget for anybody else to go, if anybody else wants to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Leah, just to let you know, I will not be at the AOC conference. I leave for vacation the night of the 14th, and so I always miss their annual meeting because of that. But
Okay.
I will make sure that if there's another commissioner or someone that is going to be down there around that time, that we check in. And so congratulations on that. That'll be a good marketing opportunity. So thanks for doing that.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, if you could let the rest of the commission know, that would be wonderful. And that's all I have for new business, unless somebody else has something they'd like to add.
The other question, again, Bill and Troy and I all went to the the convention here, the Oregon Affairs Convention, early October, and probably one of the best things that we did there was the day-long biosecurity meeting, and it kind of establishes how important the biosecurity is at our fairs. And I know talking to Dr. The instructor at the time is where I guess my question for you is, where are we at, or where is the county at in the biosecurity? You said you're reworking biosecurity for this coming fair.
So we're reviewing the policy. I don't know how much we're reworking the actual workings of it, but we're reviewing language. Right now, I'm stuck a little bit with Dr. Stephen Neal, who's been a contractor for us for many years on biosecurity. Now the county has changed insurance requirements, and we can't actually get him to be a contractor. So I'm working with the county on ways we can figure out how to have a contractor who we've been using for 5 years, and now all of a sudden we can't use. So we're a little bit stuck on hold until I can get that resolved, because he is an industry leader in biosecurity. He wrote our original policy. He's got some great ideas about updating the language on our policy that I would like to bring to your board in, early winter. But right now we're just a little bit paused. But we did meet, myself and staff and Dr. Neal and Alan Taggart. We all met with public health, public risk, and county legal, county risk, county public health and legal, on the policy and procedures that we're currently using. And, public health does not want to see any changes, neither does risk or legal, but we all agree that there's definitely things that we need to be doing from a language standpoint that are probably confusing to some people or not clear enough on what the expectations of the policy are. And I agree with that assessment. We're also working with the state vet. The state vet works very heavily with the Oregon State Fair, and he has some suggestions on some policy things as well. So more to come on that. We're just in a little bit of a stopping spot until we can get this contract resolved.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I will be bringing some other policies for you as well. So I'm doing a full policy review right now and with county legal, and we have found a couple of policies that state law has changed that we now need to change our policies. So I will bring a whole set of policy changes to you for review in the spring.
Okay.
Do we have a retreat planned for this fall, a fair board retreat?
We don't typically do a retreat every year. I know we did one last year, and then the one before that was in 2019. So not scheduled one for this year. I do need to get our joint meeting with the Board of Commissioners scheduled. I know I sent you guys an email about that a while back, and I didn't get a response from everybody. So I will send it one more time, and if I can, and then I need to get that scheduled as well.
What dates are you looking at, Leah?
I'll have to go back and look at that email. The county sent me a few dates that were available. I don't know if those dates are still available, so I'll have to check back in with the county clerk to see if those dates are still available and resend them out to you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
CAO update?
So that just moves me right into the CAO update. So our Rachel Fuller, who was our representative on the county administration side, Rachel has left the county. Our new liaison for the Fair Board and for the fairgrounds in general is David Martinez. He just was assigned to us about a week or two ago. He was not able to join us tonight, but hopefully he'll be able to join us at some other meetings upcoming. He's just getting onboarded, learning, about the fairgrounds, statutes, things like that. So he's slowly getting oriented on the things that we do out here. So once he comes on, we'll welcome him then. But that's kind of all we've got going on from a county administrative update, other than we know that there's some transient lodging tax discussions happening. So I'm sure we'll have an update from Jerry on those in the coming months, hopefully. And then it's just budget season. So I got a bunch of invitations about budget meetings today. And so we're just kicking off budget season as well. So that's kind of a quick update from a county admin side, unless Jerry has anything else to add.
No, I just wanted to say that Rachel was an appointed interim, and she was in that position much longer than we originally intended, but she was really good. So we hate to see her go, but she went back to Hood River to hang out for the winter. And David Martinez, I will commit to meeting with David and making sure that the next time we get together, we will have an administrative update. That's been kind of missing for the last several meetings, and I want to get our county office, our administrative office, back engaged in this. We are, as Leah said, we are in conversations about a number of things. TLT for certainly is one of them. Budgeting season is another. We're trying to figure out how we can work our budget committees a little bit more efficiently. So stay tuned with all of that. And remember that we also had, not under this board's purview, but just kind of as the fair complex includes Wingspan. We have also had a consultant give us a report. It was a 142-page report. It was really a great insight into the operations of Wingspan. So we got a lot of things going on the fairgrounds, including the fair. So yeah, like Leah says, stay tuned, and maybe after the first of the year, I'll bring you up to speed on what all those conversations look like.
Okay. What about Fair Board Advisory Council? We haven't even seen a meeting in a long time. What's going on with?
So that's something that I need to actually probably talk to you offline about, Jerry. So the Fairgrounds Advisory Committee, we've got 4 vacant positions on that. Our current chair is Steve Nagy from the Port of Portland. His question to me when I ask about scheduling a meeting is kind of like, why? What's the purpose of that committee? They don't seem to do anything. So, and I don't disagree, but I don't agree either. There's not a lot of direction. The committee originally was, it's called the Fairgrounds Development Advisory Committee. It was for development purposes. So now that committee is kind of a hang on when there's no development occurring. So I need some direction from the county on whether that committee needs to continue. Originally, when it was formed, that was back when Andy Dyke was still on the commission, that was formed to get us through development of the Wingspan and through a master planning process for the fairgrounds. And then that committee was supposed to discontinue, but it hasn't. So not sure what we're doing, but we do need some direction from the county on what we're going to do with that committee moving forward.
I've made a recommendation on that, not necessarily directly to the FAC, but certainly as an advisory committee, specifically regarding that Wingspan consultant report. I didn't get a positive affirmation from Tanya, so she probably has a plan of action on her own. But yeah, I think, Gary, there'll be more attention paid to that committee, and certainly some conversations about that upcoming pretty soon. So yeah, stay tuned.
Okay. And can I ask, what the heck does the county commissioners do? Don't answer that, Jerry.
Hey. That's a long.
Being taped.
Bill wants to know too.
It's being recorded, guys.
No, that's okay. I've always looked to get fired from something. So.
Speaking of getting fired, Gary, you and I and AJ are term limits. Are we having a meeting in December to appoint the board or what?
So I got I got positive affirmation from Gary that he's interested in staying on the fair board, and Bill, I haven't heard from Ajoy. I've sent a couple messages, but I will be taking board appointments to the fair board or to the Board of Commissioners here in the next. It's really hard to get on the Board of Commissioners schedule right now, so it might not be till January, but you guys will just continue to serve until I have, till I can get on the calendar. It's the date spots available are pretty slim to get board appointments going.
And we don't need to do anything. You're going to do it all for us, right?
Right. Yeah. So I just, when you want to reapply, you just send me an email, which you guys did. So I've marked you as interested in re-upping. So, and then we've had actually several applications for the board, for the fair board just recently. So that's good.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I think that'll be an important part of it, Leah, that we have opened that portal, so to speak, up and invited other community members to join, and then put that process. I mean, I'm in a couple of interview situations for other boards exactly for this. So yeah, we need to get that fired up, and then make sure that we get on the commission. I mean, it's not like it takes a lot of time on the commission level. We generally follow the recommendations of the fair board in that regards.
Right.
And, so yeah, we can, if we need to move that ahead a little bit. Part of the problem is that this is November, so we miss a week for Thanksgiving. We go into December, we actually miss 2 weeks because of Christmas and New Year's. So the board opportunities, the work session opportunities are fairly minimalized in November and December. That's why everything gets pushed to January. But we'll, if you work with me on this, Leah, well, I'll see what we can do.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Next slide. This
Wait.
is
No, we don't have anybody else on. It's just us. The one person we had on is gone.
okay. Does anybody want to talk for 30 minutes? This is going to be the quickest meeting I think we've ever had.
I think you might be right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Then if that's the case, then we'll call for adjournment until the next meeting, January 10th at 4:30. Now, Leah, are we going to ever go back to face-to-face meetings, or are we going to keep doing Zoom?
So I need to get some legal answers on that. So I have been told that we have to have a virtual option. So if we're in person, we also have to have virtual. And for us, it's just me and Bob. So if I'm trying to do a virtual and an in-person, remember the one time that we did it, the technology didn't work. Our building really, even though we have a brand new building, it was designed pre-pandemic, and it's not set up for virtual meetings, and we can't afford to set it up for virtual meetings. So if we can't add a virtual component, which I'm told we are required to do by law, then we have to stay virtual. So I need to revisit that with county council, because another fair board, I was just told, I think it's the Polk County Fairgrounds, was told by their legal counsel that they don't have to do virtual anymore. It can be just in person. So I need to check back in with county council and see, what we're required to do.
Okay.
Okay, so if I could note to Leah that January 10 should be 24.
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Good catch.
Okay, motion to adjourn, Chair.
Okay. Get a second on that?
Don't need one.
Okay, then we're adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys that came on late, you have to say, Mitch and I can go, but you guys got to stay late.
Thanks all.
Okay.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
You too.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah.